A very good afternoon to one and all. Myself, Dr. Akansha Jain, founder Efos.in. Welcome to Career Talks by Efos, a platform where we don't just talk about jobs, degrees, or placements. We talk about legal, trusted, and verified opportunities for education and employment. Efos.in was founded with a simple mission to make education meaningful and affordable, employability accessible, employment with career progression, focusing that every Indian voice is being heard. But somewhere along the way, the education and employment ecosystem in India started speaking a different language of excessive marketing, myths, and false commitments that ignored ground reality. At efos.in, we meet thousands of students every week from districts, small towns, and tier 2, tier 3 cities. And they mostly ask the same thing. We have always tried to provide an opportunity which is legal, trusted, and verified to our candidates. Recently, a powerful post by Dr. Murty Indrakanti on LinkedIn struck a nerve across India's skilling and education circles. It wasn't just a post, it was an unfiltered truth bomb. It highlighted four major points that 70% of the jobs are logged in South 5 cities. Women earn far less than men, even with the same degree. Support is needed for startups to create more sustainable jobs. And 60% employers are still judging youth by the college name, not by their capability. We knew this is a conversation we had to bring to forefront because unless we name the problem, we can't change it. Join my hands to welcome Dr. Murthy, a data analyst, policy thinker, experienced IT professional, and fierce education equity advocate.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Akansha. Thanks for the bringing on this topic on this. Thank you.
Today, we will unpack why the youth employment crisis is deeper than we think, how institutions are failing not just in education but in ethics, what are the data behind jobs, pay, skills, growth, etc., and what parents, students, policymakers, and employers must do right now. This is not going to be a conversation of blame. It will be a conversation of accountability. It is not about shouting at the system. It is about reclaiming our voice within it. Dr. Murthy, if I start up with you with a simple question, your article opened with a powerful line. Unemployment is not just a number, it is a lived reality. What made you write this piece? What was there any particular movement or trend that triggered your concern? Can you please tell us about the background, the crisis which is prevailing in the country, and can you highlight your points regarding the scenario so we can have a brief background about everything which focused in your article? Dr. Murthy, up to you.
Okay, thank you. I think you have asked the right question, and then as you see that the crisis across the globe is not a new. If you take right from 90s, 95 onwards, I think I mean, that's my career entry level part of it. I saw various crises, like, I saw that, Asian crisis, then I saw the dot-com burst is a big one, and then recession is a great recession has happened. Of course, the recent past, we had, the COVID, and now the inflation along with the AI. I think these are the various trends. At every trend, we are seeing a new avenues. If you, I mean, on one side, yes, there is a depth of resources, the depth of the resources. At the same time, if you are smart enough to manage the things, there are plenty of opportunities. To give you the example, COVID has given a lot of new opportunities, which we never we thought of it. If you go to any government office earlier days, no, you have to sign it, put it, get it certified by some. That was the age-old draconian rules were there. But COVID taught everybody that was everything digital. And another thing is, thanks to the great leaders like Nandan Nilekani and all, they came out with the UPI and Aadhaar and all these things. Like even the roadside vendor is using the UPI, and then we are paying for that to buy a coconut or buy vegetables. So this is what the transformation. This is how the India is progressing in one way. But at the same time, but our education system is not catching up the skills that is required for the industry. I think this is what impacting or this is what creating either underemployment or unemployment. Or some of our students' expectation is also very high. They want that, no, boss, my salary should be 4 lakhs, my salary should be 5. I mean, which is ridiculous, I feel, at times. I think these are the various challenges, which currently we are undergoing it. No doubt the next generation are I mean, I have a lot of passion to work with them. Very smart guys. But I think there are some things which are missing with them, like, there is no empathy, no relationship, and no, I mean, these are the things which are missing. I think if we can handhold properly, I think one, we can bring them onto the mainstream, we can create more jobs, and then they can create the jobs. I think, we have to move out of jobs, getting a joining as an employer rather than you be as an employer. So I think that solves majority of the issues currently our younger generation is facing.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Murthy, for your insights. Moving ahead, so you have vast industry and IT experience, and you have been interacting with students from a long time, as you have been associated with various colleges, universities. What do you think? What are the aspirations students have, and how can we map those aspirations so that they can get jobs and they can become employable? Can you share your thoughts on that?
I think the future jobs will not be like a generic jobs. The future jobs, if you take some 3-4 domains, there's a potential opportunities are there. One is like, the agriculture. The agriculture that involves your food, and right from the production to the food. So the entire chain is I mean, there are a lot of opportunities are there. So that is one part of it. Healthcare. Healthcare means your fitness, your food, whatever it is. Like again, the entire ecosystem. Third important thing is the logistics.
Right.
I'll give you a small example in the logistics. I mean, I was talking yesterday, we had a small discussion with a small group of people. If you take our India population as of today, we have, I think, as I said, more than 300 younger population is there. And then around, I think, 6 crore, 60 plus population is there. And most of them, their kids are in US.
Okay.
And these older population, they're financially rich, but socially poor. So there's a potential opportunity here. See, the students can think of either tourism or food or something which can give lot of business opportunities, lot of the innovate. I mean, the employment opportunity to our younger generation in that way. So this is what one area which we can think of it. This is from the domain point of view. Technology point of view, I think AI will be like your laptop sort of things. See, around the 90s, laptop is untouchable, only for technology people. So now some people are thinking AI is something, some sort of devil or something. No, AI should be part of it. Anybody should learn. It's like mobile, nothing more than that. So if that is the case, then what sort of other skills you should have it? ESG is one. Environment sustainable goals is a major. I think in few years from now, every company has to adopt the ESG. Every company. So a lot of opportunities from the, so in the on various areas, reporting point of view, or it can be implementation, the policies point of view, pollution point of view, water point, name it. I think so many opportunities for this thing is. Second thing is the renewable energy. Lot of opportunities in the green techs. That is what another important I think opportunities in that way. Like that, I think the people get out of the typical things to a different areas like ESGs, renewable energies, and then agriculture, tourism. I think that is one with newer technologies. It is like I can say the typical IBM style of T shape. T is nothing but your that the vertical is nothing but various the technology things. So anybody should learn anything, and I should fit into that respective thing. But I should be core focused in one domain. It can be finance, or it can be logistics, or healthcare. Then it's easy for anybody to learn. To be in the system. So that's what I personally feel. Yeah,
thank you so much. So you highlighted that AI will not be a luxury anymore. It will be like a necessity in the coming future. Everybody has to have hands-on on artificial intelligence to cope up with the upcoming trends and scenario. Also, the importance of renewable energy and the environment sustainable goals that needs to be aligned with the missions of the organizations and the policies. Moving ahead, you also highlighted that 70% of quality jobs are concentrated to 5 southern cities. What does it mean for the youth in Patna, Bhopal, Guwahati? And how do we decentralize job creation?
I think no, this unfortunately the cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad, and not the south alone. There are some places like Bangalore, Hyderabad, and then Pune, and these are the places. The initial IT was a big boom, and most of the companies, the multinational companies, they started in these places. So that was the reason why they were able. The local systems, like the ecosystem was developed very well in these areas. Like number of research institutes came, number of the colleges were there, and then there was the industry academia relations were well established in these areas, and then people were able to speak, the good communication skills were very good in these areas. Yeah. So and on top of it, basic infrastructure is good. Once these things are in place, so any place I should be in a position to get my power and my internet connection, and if any problem with my the basic infrastructure, like laptop is not working, or my something, they should be in a position to go to the nearest place and get it done. But whereas if you go to Assam or you go to some other places, there is a challenge of the basic infrastructure itself. No, I mean, sir, means what I feel is it is again the mistakes of the various governments, because the government was focusing only on these things, ignoring the rest of the places.
Yeah.
So that was the reason why this came into the picture. It is too late in the game now, but there are some new technologies and new things are coming, like ESGs. Why ESG related things should be only in Bangalore and only in Hyderabad projects? It can go to anywhere. In fact, as I was talking to somebody, he started something, the renewable energy project in Assam. Mm-hmm. So like that, I think people are looking into that, but the only challenge those places is reaching them and taking the client to that place. Still our infrastructure is not, is not there. So I can fly from any place to Bangalore or Hyderabad or Mumbai in no time, or Noida. But if you want me to travel to Assam or some other place, I have a challenge. It takes about more than 24 hours for me within the country. So these are the bottlenecks.
Yeah, so means due to inefficient infrastructure, people are not able to focus on the states wherein there is ability amongst the youth, but they are not getting the exposure. Means as highlighted by you, Bangalore, Hyderabad, they have Bangalore is the Silicon Valley, so it is already having all the research centers, the corporate world, and good infrastructure. So the job opportunities remain there. But the states where you have highlighted, like in Assam and MP, still the government policies are not there and proper infrastructure facility is not there, which makes that state still not very feasible and easy to connect with the and attract youth for the job. So, and if I can ask you, can skilling, digital work, or remote models help democratize employment access?
Absolutely. I think we have already experimented during a COVID period of time. Majority of the population was this thing. But the unfortunate thing is what I noticed, because I also did a lot of the skilling things through the digital model. Focus by the students is not that great. They were defocused for every 15-20 minutes. Or some places where I noticed is they're switching on the system and then getting away from the place. So it's like somebody is teaching it, but no, that guy is not there in the system. So I think this is which I noticed, my personal experience in that way in few places. And otherwise, I think we should be more of a digital, and then but at times for some of the things, especially if it is a hard related skills, like the some of the hard related skills, we need personal interaction rather than saying personal. For example, if I have to give an explanation about how the chassis are, how the turbine will work, I cannot say that it's what you call digital way. So that guy has to come and experiment in that way. So we have to have that hybrid model. So we have some 40%, 50% digital, and another 40-50% is physical thing, so that we can test the candidate and we can give some support wherever he is missing in that way. So I think that is the model should be adapted by, I think, various people in that.
Many corporates have already started adapting it. Like they have made 2-3 days compulsory to come to office.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, they have already worked on that. This is saving cost also and making personal interaction also possible.
That is missing actually, because because of heavy digitization, people are not having that know how to handle the crisis and then how to interact with the people, and then they don't know what I mean. They don't have empathy for the people. So I think these are the things which are missing. I think as a human being, these are the things required, because for software development, I don't require any human being. I can give the instructions, AI will generate and give me the code. But if there is any problem with anybody, I have to sit with somebody and then pacify him. That's where the human touch is required.
Yes.
I think that is the key thing. That's where I was insisting to most of the people that soft skills are more important.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, sorry. Why I'm telling the soft skills are negotiation. AI cannot do a negotiation. Cannot think. Critical thinking will not be there by AI. And then problem solving techniques will not be there with AI. AI is what? Whatever whatever you give, it will give you the output. But if you think beyond something, the human interaction is required. That human interaction will come if you have more, better soft skills, better way of communication in that way.
Right. Empathy has always to play a great role. I can diagnose a problem, but empathy will come from the side of the healthcare professional who will be giving a personalized touch to the patient. That satisfaction can never be replaced.
Absolutely.
Moving ahead. As per your article, you highlighted art graduate women earning 30% less than men. What kind of interventions by government and corporate policy can change this equation?
This is happening in the unorganized sector than the organized sector.
Right.
Thanks to the IT and other government and other places, there is no differentiation. But if you look into because in India we have more than 70% unorganized structure.
Right.
So in that segment, there is always differentiation between the pay between the men and women. So that intervention is required by the government to modify it and ensure that everybody has to be paid for the work what they are delivering. Right? So which is, I think, this is a long story to cut. But I hope that there are a lot of changes are coming in that way. So I'm hoping that that disparity can be reduced.
Yeah, now in the organized world, there is no discrimination between men and women. But the unorganized sector needs to be organized as far as possible. But still, there are things which cannot be. There is a long way to go.
Yeah.
And the thing that 60% of employers hire on the name of college, not on the ability or the capability of the student. How do we disrupt this mindset? What advice would you give to skilled youth from tier 2, tier 3 city colleges who don't carry a brand name but they have real ability?
I'll give you a classic example of, I'll give you a couple of.
Good question. We need to.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple of questions. I mean, a couple of answers in that way. Around 5 years back, we started one startup along with my friend, and there was a big debate what sort of resources we have to take it. We decided that was English is only the criteria comparing with the tier 1 versus the tier 2. The communication part. I mean, English is nothing but communication in that way. And the exposure part of it. They have better exposure than this. But remaining things, they're equal. On a given platform, if you give it both, I think both are doing almost the same. So then we decided that we'll recruit only the tier 2 and tier 3 resources. We recruited more than 150 people.
That's good.
Different out of cities. Only the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And 3 months we gave the training on the basics. Soft skills, English, and the behavioral things also. We how to behave with the client and all these things like that. That is the first three months. Another 3 months we kept it on job training.
Okay.
That means he's shadowing the jobs. Another 6 months we said on job training. That means 1 year of training we gave it. We took the third year students. We convinced the management that fourth year they will come as and when there is a specific course related systems are there. Otherwise, we will teach them and then they'll come and write the exams. Right. We experimented. All these 150 people are now competing with the top tier companies in the country. This is one example. The another example is if you take thanks to I love that IBM. I have passion for IBM in that way. They recruited 10th standard candidate sometime back. 10th standard guy. So there is no degree, no the tags like IIMs, IIT sort of a thing. He performed well. I think he was proven as one of the top guys in that. Great. So there are some places still they said, boss, we'll take only top tier institutes, we'll recruit only when them. I think that model is going to change now. For example, if you see that recent IIM's thing, more than 50% of the people they didn't get their employment.
Yeah.
It was it came in the national news and all, right? Including the IITs also. That means people are not crazy about your tax. That era is gone. It's a question of time, but definitely I think it's going to be changed. For which what is needed? What sort of skills you have? You should have that more of the consulting sort of skills you should have it. More of how we can convince the clients, how we can do that. If you are in the sales and marketing, what sort of things you can bring to the table? What is that USP you can make it that way? So this is what the clients are looking about it. I think it will change, but it's only a question of time. We are in the transformation stage. I hope that and that too. I'm hoping that earlier generation, I think which I experienced, the education minister was 10th class, and that was the scenario early days. But now, thanks to the newer governments, at least we have educated people as an education minister. Some sort of progress in that way.
Yeah, definitely the time is changing.
Yes.
And as rightly quoted by you, if we can provide the good communication skills and grooming to the students who have high aspiration and who have high skill set from tier 2, tier 3 cities, they can become better asset than the ones who are coming. Yeah, please.
No. I think you touched a very important point. They will not go out of the company.
Yeah.
Loyal to the company.
Loyalty will come because their aspirations have been analyzed by the corporate. Yeah, and they are getting.
I say out of that 150 what was recruited, I think hardly the attrition is about 4 or 5 resources.
Great.
This is what interesting thing is. And secondly, they're all middle class and lower middle class people. Because for them, job is important. So the commitment is very high.
Yeah. The job is their life bread. So
Yes.
they will be committed and they are talented. No doubt they are talented.
Yeah.
Obviously, I agree they cannot speak as good as a metro city candidate can speak, but that can be trained.
Yes, that's what we did.
Yeah.
So, that is what experiment we did. I think it was a successful experiment. And if you take, I'll give you the current scenario also. You go to any hotel in Hyderabad or in Bangalore or any of these places, 90% of them are from Assam or West Bengal or from some other place, or Nagaland or this thing. 90%.
Okay.
Why? Because the owners realize that these these people can stay for long period of time rather than the person from the cities. And on top of it, I'm sorry to say that freebies are killing the country.
Yes, definitely.
Instead of that, give education, give infrastructure, and give healthcare.
Rightly said.
We are not making it. I think we are going further down and down.
Yes, the marketing tactics of the colleges and the corporates are killing it, giving the freebies to the candidates. And
Yes.
you want retention, you want reliable candidates, you have to make your backbone strong. You cannot play on the perks and incentives.
Yes,
and
yes.
this is to be adopted universally. Moving ahead, if we often call MSMEs as the backbone of India's economy, yet your data shows most create fewer than 2 stable jobs. Why is that? And how do we empower them to become real job creators? What is needed?
Yeah, if you take our employment part, the maximum number of employment in the country is created by MSME industries.
Right.
Maximum. And what sort of skills is that? You take the one which is Volvo or Volvo bus, or you take Mercedes Benz, or you take Audi. All the spares are being created by the MSME guys. They are just branded by the Audi. Audi will not manufacture all the things. They'll assemble it from different people. So this is the background. This is the backbone. Unfortunately, in India, we are not having a solid support to the MSME industry. But whereas your neighboring countries like or Korea or Japan or Taiwan or Singapore, lot of focus for the MSME industries.
Yeah.
So if you give a proper support to them, I'm pretty sure our next generation will not be interested to do the typical engineering. They'll be doing a more of vocational engineering or vocational courses so that they'll be an employer rather than an employee.
Yes. A change in mindset will be there, provided we have ample support from the government.
Absolutely.
Highlighted why.
Yes.
Yeah. And what do today's graduate need more? Degrees or digital skills?
I think these digital skills are required. So that is the need. I think digital skills along with human touch are, the human relations are required, not the digital skills alone. We require is the human, as a human being, we should know the basic humanity skills are also mandatory.
Right.
Yeah. The AI also is transforming it. Because current AI, the chatbots and all, in the future, it will be cyborgs. So you name it in the house, you don't require anybody. A robot will do everything for you. That's how already it's transferred in some other countries like Japan. But in India, we cannot have that sort of thing. If it comes, we'll have more unemployment.
In India, what mother can do, nobody can do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that human touch is irreplaceable.
Yes.
But digital skills is the need of the hour.
I told you, right? It is like, it's a mandatory.
Yes.
So you should have it, otherwise, you cannot sustain.
And how can we balance between formal education and hands-on learning, which is also needed?
See, up to 10th standard, we should have the formal education. And if you take, again, I'll give the same quotation because I worked in those countries like Japan, Korea, and all. They start the vocational education right from 5th standard onwards.
Okay.
So they said basic electrical things. So I think, though we call as engineers, if there is any small problem in the electrical things, I don't know how to do it. I have to call the electrician to come and repair it. To give you an example, plumbing. Every house have a challenge with the plumbing or electrical things or small carpenter things. But in other countries, they don't call anybody. It is do on your own. So why we should not encourage the people to learn the things from the 5th standard onwards? Earlier, no, there was something like craft session was there. They removed it. Library session was there. They removed it. It means these are the things which were there earlier, but thanks to nonsense IT, they stopped all these things from the beginning. IIT, right from 2nd standard onwards. IIT coaching. And it's a ridiculous way of pumping the kids.
Yeah, schools have also come, means coaching based schools have also come, wherein they are like only focusing upon 3 subjects and teaching students and just like focusing them on memorizing concepts and reproducing them in exams.
Like I mentioned, yeah, it's like
overall development of child is missing over there.
In Telugu there is something like the grinding mission. I call them that. There are some institutes, I cannot name it openly now.
Yeah,
they call it as a grind. Means are you from the grinding schools? Right from morning, 5 o'clock onwards up to 10 o'clock, they'll be in the grinding the things. That's it. They don't know the output. If they come out of their house, they don't know what is the difference between tomato and mango.
Yes, all the red things look similar to them.
Yes. These are the challenges which which I think we should get out of that. And then if you take one more example of Japanese way of learning and all. In Japan, most of the schools, because my kid was there for some period of time there, you have to clean your plate in the school. And once the canteen is done, they serve the food, all the kids, they have to go and clean and keep the things ready.
Yes.
And before they go to before around 8 o'clock, they have to tell very clearly that what sort of food they want, how much they want. There is no question of wasting of any food. But take example of our kids. They get up from the bed, they don't take the bath, leaving the bath part of it, they don't even fold their bed sheets.
Yes.
This is the culture we are at. Our people are doing that, which was not there earlier. I think fundamentally there should be some discipline of this kind, and then self-learnings, which is missing currently with our things. And I know most of the time, I think, and I have one more nonsense I noticed it. 90% of the population, including people like me, we are stuck to the phones, always on the phone. If some human being is coming also, they'll be like this. They will not lift their head and talk. I think we have to make some changes.
Yeah, it is a change in mindset which is required rather than anything else. We used to have those gurukuls and everything wherein student was like has a defined schedule wherein he got up early, he was doing his own set of work, and there was freedom to do study as well as extracurricular activities. But now in this digitization world, things have been diminishing and focusing upon IT literacy is much more than it is needed. So the empathy and the other feelings which are needed are diminishing, and that's why the student and the ones who transform into the career, their approach to life and to the work is also changing, because their and the cultivate, and the culture they have seen towards their school days and everything is different what the person used to see before. So this is also a thing wherein a change in mindset is needed. It is a debatable topic, but today the schools are focusing much on like digital literacy, and it is like wherein they are focusing on teaching only those subjects which are needed for passing exams and all. Hello, moving ahead. If you were to design a career curriculum for rural students with high aspiration but limited resources, what would it include?
I think, as I said earlier, all the things which should be required for the next maybe 25 years. It's more on the ESG related stuff, healthcare related stuff, and then something, practical way of survivality skills are required. So I think which is missing currently.
Yeah. And if we can talk about it in detail, environmental goals are coming in, healthcare and practical exposure is needed. What all is needed, like soft skills has been highlighted earlier, are needed.
I think if you take water, it's a big a problem, right? I mean, that itself is a major subject. So the same case of sanitation. I mean, waste management, and then how to renewable energy. So like that, various topics we can. I mean, in this, I think it requires a lot of time to discuss the topic. But these are the various sustainable development goals of the United Nations Organization. 18 goals were there. If you take each of the goals, there are sub goals are there in that. Each one can create thousands of jobs.
And early skilling can help in like making a person specialized in particular job set. And
if he's showing some interest, suppose if the guy is interested more on the electromechanical things, he may become a robotic engineer.
Right.
Because that is where he's. See, I saw that some few days back, two kids from one of the engineering institutes, they came out with a drone. The drone they are selling to the government of the defense, because both were having that passion right from third standard onwards.
Yes.
Electrical and mechanical things. So I think that's where we have to create that sort of environment to the rural people, which is not there.
Yes, we should map their passion into a skill set which can make them like job ready, employable.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are the internet best practices for skill based education, and where are India standing at present?
I think we should adopt the skilling patterns of Germany, Korea, Japan, Singapore, and Taiwan. These are the 5 countries. I think they're extremely good as far as skilling is concerned. In fact, Germany has already tied up with some of the institutions in India. Unfortunate thing is, the person who was trained on that, he is not getting the degree approved by the AIC. That is the pathetic part. They are much, much skilled than anybody in the engineering institutes. So these are I think systemic changes are required to meet those those basics.
Yes. And lastly, what one message would you like to give to policymakers, educators, and employers? What must they urgently fix if we want to tap into India's demographic dividend before it's too late?
I think dinosaurs education has to be stopped.
Great.
And then they have to increase the R&D spend. Second thing is, the industry has to sync with academia. Academia's research should be synced to industry. If you take 90% of that research by most of the institutions just for the tax sake, doesn't have any industry related relevant research, because they don't get the data that is required to do that research. And second important thing is, nowadays there is a lot of passion by the institutions, number of patents. Again, all doesn't have any sense that patents are. I think they have to change those models. That is from the academia point of view. And then though we have the 10EP, 2021 and all these things, but still I think a long way to go about it.
Yes, definitely. So thank you so much for your insights. At Efos, we believe you don't need propaganda, they need pathways. They don't need 50 lakh illusions, they need realities with dignity and growth. They don't need celebrity ads, they need someone to believe in them. So the time has come to stop being the noise and finally start being the voice. Thank you so much, Dr. Murty, for your valuable time.
Thank you so much for taking it. Thank you.